Very good afternoon. You're watching the Midday News on Rajya Sabha television. All the developing news stories coming up ahead. I'm AISHWARYA KAPOOR with you. Here are the headlines first. First session of 17th Lok Sabha begins. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Union Ministers take oath of office. Newly elected MPs also take oath as Lok Sabha members. Seven-term MP Virendra Kumar administered oath as the PROTEM Speaker by President Kovind. Kumar administering the oath of office to newly elected MPs to preside over sittings of the 17th Lok Sabha till the Speaker's election on 19th of June. Role of opposition crucial in a democracy, says Prime Minister Narendra Modi ahead of Parliament session. Urges opposition to forget numbers and actively participate in parliamentary proceedings. Healthcare services affected across the country today. 3.5 lakh doctors joined nationwide strike called by the Indian Medical Association. West Bengal doctors to meet Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee today. And 100 children die of encephalitis in Bihar so far. Union Health Minister Harshvardhan visits Muzaffarpur, assures help for hospitalized children. Heatwave claims 61 lives in Bihar. First of all, the Parliament-related news. The inaugural session of the 17th Lok Sabha is currently underway with the swearing-in of the newly elected members. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who is also the leader of the Lok Sabha, was the first to take oath as the Lok Sabha member.
मैं नरेंद्र दामोदर दास मोदी जो लोकसभा का सदस्य निर्वाचित हुआ हूं, ईश्वर की शपथ लेता हूं कि मैं विधि द्वारा स्थापित भारत के संविधान के प्रति सच्ची श्रद्धा और निष्ठा रखूंगा। मैं भारत की प्रभुता और अखंडता अक्षुण्ण रखूंगा तथा जिस पद को मैं ग्रहण करने वाला हूं, उसके कर्तव्यों का श्रद्धापूर्वक निर्वहन करूंगा।
मैं कोडिकुंगल सुरेश जो लोकसभा का सदस्य निर्वाचन हुआ हूं, ईश्वर की शपथ लेता हूं कि मैं विधि द्वारा स्थापित भारत के संविधान के प्रति सच्ची श्रद्धा और निष्ठा रखूंगा। मैं भारत की प्रभुता और अखंडता अक्षुण्ण रखूंगा तथा जिस पद को मैं ग्रहण करने वाला हूं, उसके कर्तव्यों का श्रद्धापूर्वक निर्वहन करूंगा।
That was Congress MP from Kerala, Suresh Kodikunil, who was the second to take oath as Member of Parliament. And this was followed by Union Home Minister Amit Shah and Defence Minister Rajnath Singh. Other Union Ministers and elected MPs were also administered the oath of office.
मैं विधि द्वारा स्थापित भारत के संविधान के प्रति सच्ची श्रद्धा और निष्ठा रखूंगा। मैं भारत की प्रभुता और अखंडता अक्षुण्ण रखूंगा तथा जिस पद को मैं ग्रहण करने वाला हूं, उसके कर्तव्यों का श्रद्धापूर्वक निर्वहन करूंगा।
मैं राजनाथ सिंह जो लोकसभा का सदस्य निर्वाचित हुआ हूं, ईश्वर की शपथ लेता हूं कि मैं विधि द्वारा स्थापित भारत के संविधान के प्रति सच्ची श्रद्धा और निष्ठा रखूंगा। मैं भारत की प्रभुता और अखंडता अक्षुण्ण रखूंगा तथा जिस पद को मैं ग्रहण करने वाला हूं, उसके कर्तव्यों का श्रद्धापूर्वक निर्वहन करूंगा।
Remember, the first 2 days of newly Parliament session are earmarked for the swearing-in ceremony of the newly elected members of Parliament. And earlier, as the House met, the members stood in silence for a few minutes as per the convention after assembling of the new House. This Parliament session will have 30 sittings and will conclude on 26th of July. The government is focusing on converting into law as many as 10 ordinances that the NDA government had promulgated before the 16th Lok Sabha ended. And the election of the Speaker will take place on 19th of June. And President Ramnath Kovind will address a joint sitting of both houses on 20th of June. And the Union Budget will be introduced on 5th of July. The Rajya Sabha is convened to meet from 20th of June and it will have a total of 27 sittings. And ahead of the commencement of the upper house, Chairman M. Venkaiah Naidu has also called a meeting of the floor leaders on Thursday. And before the commencement of the session, Prime Minister Narendra Modi reached out to the opposition to ensure the smooth functioning of the session. Prime Minister Modi urged the opposition to forget the numbers in the parliament and work for the people. The Prime Minister also appealed to all the parties to support the decisions that are in favor of people. He said that every word of the opposition is valuable.
हमने हमारी यात्रा प्रारंभ की थी सबका साथ सबका विकास, लेकिन देश की जनता ने सबका साथ सबका विकास के अंदर एक अद्भुत विश्वास भर दिया और उस विश्वास को लेकर के सामान्य मानवी की आशा आकांक्षाओं को, सपनों को पूरा करने के लिए संकल्प लेकर के हम जरूर आगे बढ़ने का प्रयास करेंगे। लोकतंत्र में विपक्ष का होना, विपक्ष का सक्रिय होना, विपक्ष सामर्थ्यवान होना, ये लोकतंत्र की अनिवार्य शर्त है। और मैं आशा करता हूं कि प्रतिपक्ष के लोग नंबर की चिंता छोड़ दें। देश की जनता ने उनको जो नंबर दिया है, लेकिन हमारे लिए उनका हर शब्द मूल्यवान है, उनकी हर भावना मूल्यवान है। और सदन जब हम उस चेयर पर बैठते हैं, एमपी के रूप में बैठते हैं, तब पक्ष विपक्ष से ज्यादा निष्पक्ष का स्पिरिट बहुत महत्व रखता है। और मुझे विश्वास है कि पक्ष और विपक्ष के दायरे में बंटने के बजाय निष्पक्ष भाव से जन कल्याण को प्राथमिकता देते हुए हम आने वाले 5 साल के लिए इस सदन की गरिमा को ऊपर उठाने में प्रयास करेंगे।
An earlier PROTEM Speaker Virendra Kumar was administered the oath of office by President Ramnath Kovind.
मैं डॉक्टर वीरेंद्र कुमार, जो लोकसभा का सदस्य निर्वाचित हुआ हूं, ईश्वर की शपथ लेता हूं कि मैं विधि द्वारा स्थापित भारत के संविधान के प्रति सच्ची श्रद्धा और निष्ठा रखूंगा। मैं भारत की प्रभुता और अखंडता अक्षुण्ण रखूंगा तथा जिस पद को मैं ग्रहण करने वाला हूं, उसके कर्तव्यों का श्रद्धापूर्वक निर्वहन करूंगा।
65-year-old Virendra Kumar is a 7-term member of Parliament. He is administering the oath of office to the newly elected MPs and he will also oversee the election of the Lok Sabha Speaker. Now, a pro-tem Speaker performs the duties of Office of Speaker from the commencement of first sitting of newly constituted Lok Sabha till the election of the Speaker. The pro-tem Speaker is appointed and administered oath by the President. His office exists only till the election of Speaker. All right, our colleague Panchanan Mishra is now joining us from Parliament on the phone line. Panchanan, a very good afternoon. So the Parliament's first session after the national elections has begun and we saw President Ramnath Kovind earlier swearing in Virendra Kumar as the pro-tem Speaker of the Lok Sabha, and then the newly elected Lok Sabha members are being administered the oath. And of course, the first 2 days of the session will be completely dedicated to the oath taking of all the 542 members of lower house of Parliament.
Exactly, Aishwarya. This is the first day of this 17th Lok Sabha, and as per convention, on the first day there is an oath ceremony, and in the morning when President Ramnath Kovind administered the oath to PROTEM Speaker Mr. Viren Singh, Dr. Viren Singh, and then the House proceedings began around 11. And first Prime Minister Narendra Modi took the oath, and then the chairman, this panel of vice chairmen also took the oath, and cabinet ministers and all the ministers took oath, and then state-wise this oath ceremony is now going on, and it is estimated that for 2 days, today and tomorrow, there will be the oath ceremony will go on according to alphabetical order of states. So it will take time, and after that, as you mentioned, that on 19th, there will be an election for a speaker. So this is the entire process, and on 20th, President Ramnath Kovind will address both the houses in Central Hall. So this is the process, but new MPs which are taking oath, and also they are now taking a view of the parliament, because we know that in 543, 300 MPs are quite new. So they are taking a view of parliament, and also doing all the formalities of papers for the passes and for all the things. And it's quite a very good view of the parliament when the new MPs are coming, and all the entire parliament is now looking lively.
Absolutely. And in fact, the Prime Minister in his speech in the morning as well, when he was talking to the reporters, he also said that he welcomes his new friends in Parliament. Thank you so much, Panchanan, for all those updates there from Parliament. And Minister of State for Parliamentary Affairs, ARJUN MEGHWAL, has said that the government is focusing on getting the bills to replace ordinances passed first. Speaking to Rajya Sabha television, ARJUN MEGHWAL also talked about the government's agenda for the budget session. Let's take a listen.
हमारे साथ केंद्रीय संसदीय कार्य राज्य मंत्री अर्जुन राम मेघवाल जी हैं। सर, 17 और 18 को तो शपथ होगी ही, 19 को स्पीकर का चुनाव है, यानी कि 21 से सत्र शुरू होगा। इस बार क्या खास मुद्दे हैं?
17-18 को ओथ होगी, 2 दिन में पूरी हो जानी चाहिए। 19 को स्पीकर का चुनाव होगा। 20 को जॉइंट सेशन होगा, जिसमें महामहिम राष्ट्रपति जी दोनों सदन के सदस्यों को संबोधित करेंगे। 21 से आप विधायी कार्य और ये सब शुरू हो जाएंगे। विपक्ष के सारे मुद्दे जो विपक्ष ने नोट कराए हैं, सरकार उन सारे मुद्दों पे चर्चा के लिए तैयार है। हाउस शांतिपूर्वक चले, लोकसभा राज्यसभा दोनों सदन ठीक चले।
सर, 2 बैठकें भी बुलाई हैं प्रधानमंत्री ने, 19 को भी और 20 को भी। तो एजेंडा क्या है? एक इलेक्शन रिफॉर्म है, 20 की बैठक का एजेंडा क्या है?
देखिए, 19 तारीख को जो बैठक है, जो लोकसभा और राज्यसभा में जो भी रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं, जो भी पार्टी, चाहे 1 सदस्य हों, 2 हों, ज़्यादा हों, उनके सबके अध्यक्ष, राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष उनके, वो सब बुलाए हैं। दूसरा, जितने भी लोकसभा राज्यसभा के जो संसद सदस्य हैं, उनको भी एक टीम बिल्डिंग के लिए प्रधानमंत्री जी ने उनको भी 20 तारीख को बुलाया है। ये 2 मीटिंगें आने वाले समय में हैं।
कुछ चुनौतीपूर्ण बिल भी हैं आपके सामने।
देखिए, 10 तो अध्यादेश हैं जो बिल में कन्वर्ट होने हैं, और वो सारे जो अध्यादेश हैं वो इम्पोर्टेंट है देश के लिए, चुनौतीपूर्ण भी हैं और इम्पोर्टेंट भी है। उसमें ट्रिपल तलाक का बिल भी है, हम चाहेंगे वो भी एक अध्यादेश के नाते बिल के रूप में आएगा कि विपक्ष उसमें सहयोग करे और वुमन एम्पावरमेंट की और देश को आगे बढ़े देश, तो वो भी हम चाहेंगे और विपक्ष का सहयोग भी मांग रहे हैं।
So the first parliament session of the 17th Lok Sabha has begun this morning, and the government is looking forward for a very productive session and is aiming to get key bills passed. Of course, the government's top priority at the beginning of the session is to convert those 10 key ordinances into laws. Here is a look at this report.
The first parliament session after the general elections to the 17th Lok Sabha will focus on efforts to turn 10 ordinances into law. The previous NDA government had issued these ordinances in February and March this year, when the bills could not be passed in the last session of the 16th Lok Sabha. The ordinances will lapse unless they are made laws within 6 weeks of the upcoming budget session. Bills that will replace ordinances include Muslim Women Protection of Rights on Marriage Bill 2019, the Public Premises Eviction of Unauthorized Occupants Amendment Bill 2019, Dentist Amendment Bill 2019, Indian Medical Council Amendment Bill 2019, Homeopathy Central Council Amendment Bill 2019, Central Educational Institutions Reservation in Teachers Cadre Bill 2019, Aadhaar and Other Laws Amendment Bill 2019, New Delhi International Arbitration Centre Bill 2019 and Jammu and Kashmir Reservation Amendment Bill 2019. For the government, the anti-triple talaq bill is a top priority that it wants to pass with consensus in the Rajya Sabha. The bill will replace the ordinance that was first issued in September 2018 and then again in February 2019. The Lok Sabha passed the bill last December, which is pending now in the Rajya Sabha. The government is also aiming to introduce the Motor Vehicles Amendment Bill 2019 in the upcoming session. The Lok Sabha passed the bill in 2017, but it is pending for approval in Rajya Sabha. The bill lapsed after the 16th Lok Sabha was adjourned sine die in February. The government is also set to table a key bill to bring labour law reforms in the upcoming parliament session. The government will merge 44 old labour laws into 4 categories: wages, social security, industrial safety and welfare, and industrial relations. The bill is likely to be introduced in the second week of the budget session. With inputs from Arvind Kumar Singh, Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And ahead of the beginning of the first session of the 17th Lok Sabha, Prime Minister Narendra Modi called on all political parties to work with the government to ensure smooth functioning of Parliament. Addressing the 4 floor leaders of various parties in New Delhi, Prime Minister Narendra Modi urged all leaders to strive in the direction of making a new India by 2022 and achieve the true meaning of Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas. He also urged all the leaders to introspect whether the members of Parliament are able to fulfill people's aspirations as their representatives. PM Modi has also called a meeting of the party presidents on 19th of June on the issue of One Nation, One Election. And on 20th of June, the Prime Minister will meet with the members of both houses of Parliament to discuss important issues.
All party presidents who are representing in Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, that is the decision as on date. And 20th ko, he wants to build a team spirit of the Parliament. He has called all MPs of both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha for a meeting on 20th evening at 7 o'clock.
And in the meeting that was held yesterday, there was a consensus across party lines on ensuring the smooth functioning of Parliament without disruptions. The opposition parties emphasized on the need to raise the issues of national importance in the houses, including the issue of farmers' distress and also triple talaq bill.
हमें कोई ऐसी प्रॉब्लम नहीं है कि हम कानून पास नहीं करना चाहते। हम वो तमाम कानून पास करेंगे जो लोगों के हित के लिए, जो औरतों के लिए, किसानों के लिए, मजदूरों के लिए, युवकों के लिए, विकास के लिए, इस देश के गरीब जनता के उत्थान के लिए जो भी सरकार बिल लाएगी उनको पास करेंगे। ये हमने सरकार को आश्वासन दिलाया है और ये तमाम जो इश्यूज़ हमने उठाए हैं, हमने सरकार को बताया है कि इन इश्यूज़ को सदन में उठाने की और चर्चा करने में सरकार को कोई आपत्ति नहीं होनी चाहिए।
हम लोग जो सुझाव दिया, कम से कम 75% बिल स्टैंडिंग कमेटी में स्क्रूटनाइज होना चाहिए। दैट्स नंबर 1। 2 नंबर, इलेक्ट्रल रिफॉर्म और स्टेट फंडिंग होना चाहिए। There should be discussion on this and all parties should agree, and this should be done earliest, including paper ballot. 3rd point, women's reservation bill. जल्द से जल्द हम लोग तृणमूल कांग्रेस से प्रपोज दिया, bill is ready, bring the bill, pass it in the first 10 days in parliament.
And the government had finalized its strategy for the parliament session on Sunday, and at the meeting of the BJP parliamentary party, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that his government will be at the forefront of facilitating legislations that manifest the spirit of Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas. And a meeting of the NDA was also held on Sunday. And after the meeting, PM Modi tweeted saying that the NDA family is looking forward to fulfilling the dreams of 130 crore Indians who have reposed unparalleled faith in the alliance. He added that the government shall fulfill the regional aspirations as well and work untiringly for national progress. Let's get to some other news now. Health services across the country are severely affected today as the doctors and the medical support staff are observing a nationwide strike today in support of their striking colleagues in West Bengal. All the non-essential services, including the outdoor patient department services, are withdrawn for 24 hours from 6 a.m. today to 6 a.m. tomorrow in both private and government hospitals. However, the emergency and casualty services will continue to function. The strike is called by the Indian Medical Association, which is demanding a comprehensive central law in dealing with the violence on medical staff. Meanwhile, the doctors' protest in West Bengal showed some sign of easing as the Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee agreed to meet the agitating doctors later today. Now, today is the 7th day of the doctors' strike in the state. Earlier, the protesting doctors had said that they were open to talks with the Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee to end their stir, but they demanded that the meeting be convened in the full view of media and not behind closed doors. And the protesting junior doctors are demanding better security after an assault on duty doctors last week at a Kolkata hospital. All right, our colleague Anu Diwan is joining us live from outside the RML hospital in New Delhi. Anu, now all eyes, of course, will be on that key meeting between the striking doctors and Chief Minister of West Bengal, Mamata Banerjee, at the State Secretariat this afternoon. But there have been several conditions that actually the doctors had asked for. And it's not just the West Bengal, we are also seeing how this, the call by the Indian Medical Association has affected medical services across the country. Doctors across the country are on strike. What is the latest that you are getting on the story?
Definitely, Aishwarya. All the doctors are waiting for the meeting to be held with Mamata Banerjee in West Bengal, with the junior doctors and other representative of the doctors fraternity in West Bengal. So they have called upon the strike in the support of West Bengal doctors. But seeing the situation here in Delhi, because the strike has not affected only the West Bengal state, but other states as well, where they have joined the protest and in the support of those doctors which were beaten up by some of the people, and they had demanded a law for their protection and the security. But the fight of doctors is not constrained only to West Bengal, but has now moved to other states also. And today in Delhi, we have seen that IMA has started up its protest from 6 a.m. onwards and will continue till Tuesday morning 6 a.m. Till 6 a.m. But here the patient, I'm standing at RML, but whatever I have seen here is that the patients are really worried, because they are here for their medical checkups and everything, and they have seen that the OPDs are being shut down completely, and all the non-essential services have been shut down, and the health services have been paralyzed in many of the central and the state government hospital. The patients are really concerned that when the doctors will be able to meet, because they have been given, they are being attended by one doctor in whole day. So they are saying that they have been queued up to the number 120, number 200. So they have to wait for long hours, because only one doctor is seeing them, only that is a consultant doctor. So no other resident doctor, the junior doctor is attending any of the patient. So we have seen that all the hospital services have been paralyzed. Only the emergency services are in working condition. But as said by IMA, Indian Medical Association, that all the non-essential services will be shut down completely for the next 24 hours. So we just have to wait what the meeting between the Mamata Banerjee and the doctors held, and what their decision comes. After that, only the other fraternity of the doctors will be able to decide that what their next move will be.
Absolutely. So all eyes will be on that key meeting between the striking doctors and Mamata Banerjee at the State Secretariat at 3 p.m. today. Thank you so much, Anu, for all those updates. We'll keep coming back to you in the subsequent bulletins. And big story coming in from Bihar, where 100 children have died so far due to encephalitis outbreak in Muzaffarpur and nearby districts of the state. Now, Union Health Minister Dr. AISHWARYA had on Sunday visited the Shri Krishna Medical College and Hospital in Muzaffarpur, where 76 children have died due to acute encephalitis syndrome. Dr. AISHWARYA was accompanied by his deputy Ashwini Kumar Chaubey and Bihar Health Minister Mangal Pandey as well. Now, the Health Minister has assured the state government and the affected families of all help from the central government. He has also announced that a 100-bed intensive care unit will be set up at the hospital within a year to provide better and separate treatment for the patients affected by acute encephalitis. And Chief Minister Nitish Kumar has already announced a 4 lakh rupees ex gratia to the next of the kin of the dead. And other than encephalitis outbreak, an intense heat wave has also gripped the state of Bihar. At least 61 people have died in 3 districts of Bihar due to sweltering heat. Now, 30 people lost their lives in Aurangabad, 20 died in Gaya and 11 in Navada district of the state since Saturday. Expressing grief, Chief Minister Nitish Kumar has announced an ex gratia compensation of 4 lakh rupees for the kin of those killed. He has also directed the officials concerned to take necessary steps and measures to deal with the heat and provide all medical help to those affected. And state capital Patna registered a maximum temperature of 45 degrees Celsius on Sunday, which is 8 notches above normal. The Met officials have said that Patna is likely to witness heat wave for the next 3 days as well, while in Gaya, the extreme heat will be experienced for at least 2 more days. And now news from the ICC Cricket World Cup, where India defeated arch rivals Pakistan by 89 runs to extend their unbeaten streak against Pakistan in the World Cup history. Now chasing 337 to win, Pakistan were batting at one time at 117 for 1 after 21 overs. Before double strikes from Kuldeep and Hardik Pandya reduced them to 129 for 5. And Vijay Shankar also claimed 2 wickets. The rain interrupted the game 3 times. The first delay occurred towards the end of India's innings, while the second forced the start of the second innings to be delayed a little. And the third delay happened in after 35 overs in Pakistan innings. Now, this forced the match to be curtailed to only 40 overs, and the run chase was adjusted to 302 runs based on the Duckworth-Lewis system. And earlier put into bat first, India made 336 for 5 in 50 overs. Vice captain Rohit Sharma was awarded the man of the match for his brilliant knock of 140 runs off 113 balls. Skipper Virat Kohli made 77 off 65 balls and KL Rahul scored 57 runs. And with this win, the men in blue have now won all their 7 World Cup matches against Pakistan. And talking about today's match, today Bangladesh will face West Indies at Taunton at 3 p.m. Indian time. And that is the wrap on this edition of Midday News. Thanks so much for your time.